Welcome back to Isaac's Corner on Grucci. And today I'm going to be reading Diary of a Wimpy Kid. This is actually a part 2, so if you haven't seen the first part, you better go check that out. And we left off on page 10, and I want to get right into the video. So, here we go. But it's not that easy remembering to keep your fingers crossed every moment of the day. I ended up taping mine together so they'd stay crossed all the time. I got a D in handwriting, but it was totally worth it. This one kid named Abe Hall got the cheese touch in April, and nobody would even come near him for the rest of the year. This summer, Abe moved away to California and took the cheese touch with him. I just hope someone doesn't start the cheese touch up again, because I don't need that kind of stress in my life anymore. Thursday. I'm having a seriously hard time getting used to the fact that summer is over, and I have to get out of bed every morning to go to school. My summer did not exactly get off to a great start, thanks to my older brother, Roderick. A couple of days into summer vacation, Roderick woke me up in the middle of the night. He told me I slept through the whole summer, but that luckily I woke up just in time for the first day of school. Shoot! You might think I was pretty dumb for falling for that one, but Roderick was dressed up in his school clothes and set my alarm ahead to make it look like it was morning. Plus, he closed my curtains so I couldn't see that it was still dark. After Roderick woke me up, I got dressed and went downstairs to make myself some breakfast, like I do every morning on a school day. But I guess I must have made a pretty big racket, because the next thing I knew, Dad was downstairs yelling at me for eating Cheers at 3 o'clock in the morning. It took me a minute to figure out what the heck was going on. After I did, I told Dad that Roderick had played a trick on me, and he was the one that should be getting yelled at. Dad walked down to the basement to chew Roderick out, and I tagged along. I couldn't wait to see Roderick get what was coming to him. But Roger covered up his tracks pretty good, and to this day I'm sure Dad thinks I've got a screw loose or something. Today at school we got assigned to reading groups. They don't come right out and tell you if you're in the gifted group or the easy group, but you can figure it out right away by looking at the covers of the books they hand out to you. I was pretty disappointed to find out I got put in the gifted group, because that just means a lot of extra work. When they did the screening at the end of the year last year, I did my best to make sure I would get put in the easy group this year. And then it says, Fred picked up the the book? Phew, thanks. Mom was really tight with our principal, so I bet she stepped in and made sure I got put in the gifted group again. Mom was always saying I'm a smart kid, but that I just don't apply myself. Okay, I'm going to take a quick break. I need to get some water. Okay, back. But if there's one thing I learned from Roderick, it's to set people's expectations really low so you can end up surprising them by practically doing nothing at all. Roderick, I want your dirty underwear off the kitchen table before I get home from work. Grunt. Later. There's the picture right there. Actually, I'm kind of glad my plan to get put in the easy group didn't work. I saw a couple of the Bink Says Boo kids holding their books upside down. I don't think they were joking. Well, the first week of school is finally over, so today I slept in. Most kids wake up early on Saturday to watch cartoons or whatever, but not me. The only reason I get out of bed at all on weekends is because eventually I can't stand the taste of my own breath anymore. Unfortunately, Dad wakes up at 6 o'clock in the morning, no matter what day of the week it is, and he's really not considerate of the fact that I'm trying to enjoy my Saturday like a normal person. Vroom. I didn't have anything to do today, so I just headed up to Riley's house. Riley's technically my best friend, but that is definitely subject to change. What a bad friend, Greg. I've been avoiding Riley since the first day of school, when he did something that really annoyed me. What do you do? We were getting our stuff from the locker at the end of the day, and Riley came up and said, "Want to come over to my house and play?" Oh my gosh, Riley. Okay. I've told Riley just a billion times that now that we're in middle school, you're supposed to say, "hang out," not play. But no matter how many noogies I give him, he always forgets the next time. I've been trying to be a lot more careful about my image ever since I got into middle school, but having Riley around definitely isn't helping. Come on, Greg. Be a good friend. Come on. I met Rowley a few years ago when he moved into my neighborhood. His mom bought him a book called How to Make Friends in New Places, and he came to my house and tried all these dumb gimmicks. Knock knock. Huh? Who's there? Excuse me? Oh, knock knock. Huh? Thermos? Excuse me? Thermos be there must be some way to tickle your funny bone. Say what? I guess I kind of felt sorry for Rowley, and I decided to take him under my wing. It's been great having him around, mostly because I get to use all the tricks Roderick pulls up on me. Did you know that if your hand is bigger than your face, it's a sign of low intelligence? Really? Gotcha. But do I have low intelligence? Let me check again. Come on, Greg. Be a good friend. Be a good friend. He's new. Give him a break. You know, I've said I play sport. So, you know how I said I play all sorts of pranks on Rowley? Well, I have a little brother named Manny. I can never get away with pulling any of that stuff on him. Mom and Dad protect Manny like he's a prince or something, and he never gets in trouble, even if he really deserves it. Yesterday, Manny drew a self-portrait on my bedroom door in permanent marker. I thought Mom and Dad were really gonna let him have it, but as usual, I was wrong. Aww. But the thing that bugs me the most about Manny is the nickname he has for me. When he was a baby, he couldn't pronounce brother, so he started calling me Bubby. Where did I leave? Oh, and he still calls me that now, even though I keep trying to get Mom and Dad to make him stop. Luckily, none of my friends have found out yet, but believe me, I've had some really close calls. Happy birthday, Greg. Hey, this one says it's to Bubby. Must have been a mistake. Toss this in the trash. Come on. Manny got that for you, Greg. Have a little bit of respect. Mom makes me help Manny get ready for school in the morning. After I make Manny his breakfast, he carries his cereal bowl in the family room and sits on the plastic potty. C is for cookies, and cookies is for me. Ha ha ha. And when it's time for him to go to daycare, he gets up and dumps whatever he didn't eat right into the toilet. Plump. Mom was always getting on me about not finishing my breakfast, but if she had to scrape cornflakes out of the bottom of a plastic potty every morning, she wouldn't have much of an appetite either. I don't know if I mentioned this before, but I'm super good at video games. I'll bet I could beat anyone in my grade head-to-head. Unfortunately, Dad does not exactly appreciate my skills. He's always getting on me about going out and doing something active. So tonight after dinner, when Dad started hassling me about going outside, I tried to explain how with video games you can play sports like football and soccer. You don't even need to get hot and sweaty. But as usual, Dad didn't see my logic. Dad is a pretty smart guy in general, but when it comes to common sense, sometimes I wonder about him. I'm sure Dad would dismantle my game system if he could figure out how to do it. But luckily, the people who made these things make them parent-proof. Dag nab these fancy gadgets. Every time Dad kicks me out of the house to do something sporty, I just go up to Riley's house and play my video games there. Unfortunately, the only games I can play at Riley's are car racing games and stuff like that. Because whenever I bring a game up to Riley's house, his dad looks at it on some parent's website, and if my game has any kind of fighting or violence in it, he won't let us play. There's a picture of that. I'm getting a little sick of playing Formula 1 racing with Rowley, but he's not a serious gamer like me. All I have to do is beat Rowley in the name. To beat Rowley, his name across something ridiculous at the beginning of the game. And when you pass Rowley's car, he just starts to fall to pieces. Bad fart ahead. Anyway, after I got done mopping the floor with Rowley today, I headed home. I ran through the neighborhood sprinkler a couple times to make it look like I was all sweaty, and that seemed to do the trick for Dad. Phew. But my trick kind of backfired because as soon as Mom saw me, she made me go upstairs and take a shower. I guess Dad must have been pretty happy with himself for making me go outside yesterday because he did it again today. It's getting really annoying to have to go up to Riley's house every time. I want to play I want to play a video game. There's there's this weird kid named Fregley. Come on, Greg. Come on. Just be nice. You haven't said one nice thing the whole book. You've been mean to everyone this whole time. I want some respect. I want some respect, Greg. There's this weird kid named Fregley who lives halfway between my house and Riley's, and Fregley's always hanging out in his front yard, so it's pretty hard to avoid him. Want to see my secret freckle? No thanks. Fregley is in my PE class at school, and he has this whole made-up language. Like when he needs to go to the bathroom, he says, "Juice. Juice." Us kids have pretty much figured out Fregley by now, but I don't think the teachers have really caught on yet. Okay, kid, gee whiz. And then, I don't know if you can see that, but he has some juice. Today, I probably would have gone up to Rowley's on my own anyways, because my brother Roderick and his band were practicing downstairs in the basement. Roderick's band is really awful, and I can't stand being home when they're having rehearsals. His band is called Loaded Diaper, only spelled Loedddiper on Roderick's van. You might think he spelled that way to make it look cooler, but I bet you if you told Roger how Loaded Diaper is really spelled, it would be news to him. Dad was against the idea of Roger starting a band, but Mom was all for it. She said she's the one who bought Roger his first drum set. I think Mom had this idea that we're all going to learn how to play instruments and become one of those family bands like you see on TV. Dad really hates heavy metal, and that's the kind of music that Roderick and his band plays. I don't think Mom really cares what Roderick plays or listens to, because to her, all music is the same. In fact, earlier today, Roderick was listening to one of his CDs in the family room, and Mom came over and started dancing. That really bugged Roderick, so he drove off to the store and came back 15 minutes later with a pair of headphones, and that pretty much took care of the problem. Not very nice, Roderick. This family. I just don't know what to say. Yesterday, Roderick got a new heavy metal CD, and it had one of those parental warning stickers on it. I had never gotten to listen to one of those parental warning CDs because Mom and Dad never let me buy them at the mall. So I realized the only way I was gonna get a chance to listen to Roderick's CD was if I snuck it out of the house. This morning, after Roderick left, I called up Rowley and told him to bring his CD player to school. Then when I went down to Roderick's room and took the CD off the rack. You're not allowed to bring personal music players to school, so we had to wait to use it until after lunch when the teachers let us outside. As soon as we got the chance, me and Rowley snuck around the back of the school and loaded up Roderick's CD. But Rowley forgot to put the batteries in his CD player, so it was pretty much worthless. Then I came up with this great idea for a fun game. The object was to put the headphones on your head and try to shake them off without using your hands. The winner was whoever could shake the headphones off in the shortest amount of time. I had the record 7.5 seconds, but I think it might have shook off one of my feelings with that one. Right in the middle of our game, Mrs. Craig came around the corner and caught us red-handed. She took the music player away from me and started chewing us out. But I think she had the wrong idea about what we were doing back there. She started telling us that how rock and roll is evil and how it's going to ruin our brains. I was going to tell her that there weren't any batteries in the CD player, but I could tell she didn't want to be interrupted, so I just waited until she was done, and then I said, "Yes, ma'am." But right when Mrs. Craig was about to let us go, Rowley started blubbering about how he doesn't want rock and roll to ruin his brains. Honestly, sometimes I don't know about that boy. You know what? I'm gonna leave it off there. Thank you for tuning in. If you want another Isaac's Corner video, just leave it down in the comments. Or excuse me, if you want another Diary of a Wimpy Kid reading, if you want me to finish the book, yeah, just leave it down in the comment section. Isaac out.